Hey, we're going for a little tour of Christina Lake today. This is the boat ramp. It's a public boat ramp. It's actually, there's a bunch of other places you can get onto the lake, but this one's free, so that's one we always use. It's up at Texas Creek, and we'll hop in the boat and we'll go for a little tour at the lake. Most of the cabins and stuff, there's a lot of cabins, and hockey players and stuff have cabins there, and it's pretty busy in the summertime. Most of the cabins are to the southern half of the lake, and we're heading up to the northern part of the lake. There's all kinds of little campsites and stuff that must be about 8 or 10 of them or so, where you can just go there. And we're going to the very northern part of the lake, and you can go up there and have a fire there and weenie roast, whatever. This time of year, there's hardly anyone on the lake. It gets really busy in, like, I don't know, June, July, August, something like that. Other than that, there's hardly anyone there. There's no roads up to the northern part of the lake, so the cabins that are there are just kind of rely on solar power. Just a beautiful day. There's all kinds of wildlife here. We see there's eagles, all kinds of ducks. We saw an otter. There's in the summertime there's turtles there, squirrels, everything. It's just a really cool place to visit. Really enjoy that. So this is the campsite at the very northern part of the lake. I can't remember what it was called, but there's just a little campsite there. I'm not sure if there was a mine there or something at one time or another. Kind of looks that way. There's some paths up there, but we didn't see any adits or anything like that. Mining was pretty common in the area. If you go along the lake there, you see there's a little adit there about halfway down on the east side, I guess. It doesn't go in very far. So the water's pretty high right now. And one thing that's really cool about this is the diversity of the trees and stuff there. We counted 7 species of trees and went for a little walk there. There's cedar, spruce, pine, fir, larch. I don't know. We counted seven different kinds. So there's some cabins here along the north side there. Just a beautiful little spot there. There's a couple of really beautiful little lots and stuff for sale there. The cabins are pretty expensive. There's not much less than about 300,000 and up there. So pretty good demand for these cabins. There was a big fire up in here the year before last, but it looks like it's pretty much all not really close to the lake. Further up there, when we were there with the boat, and we saw the choppers dropping the water on there. There's a little cove in here. You normally can't put a boat in there. It's kind of a ecologically sensitive area, that little inlet in there. So you can't take a boat in there in the summertime in the very northern part of it. So really kind of a neat area. Did a lot of sledding around the one side there. Goes up a long ways. There's a lake up at the very top there called Christina Lake, and flew over there a bunch of times. And we didn't see anyone else on the lake there. We're the only ones there today. We were up there on the 2nd of May, so it's a little cooler than it normally would have been. But so we're going to go for a little flight there and just kind of check out some of the ducks and geese and stuff on there. And geese, they're not really intimidated by aircraft at all. When I had a power parachute, you just fly right beside them. They wouldn't bother you at all. We kind of wanted to get a little shot of them flying, so we just about had to land right on top and kind of get them to go to fly a little ways. It really didn't bother them all that much. They just kind of flopped away a little bit. Kind of cool to see them getting up and flying along the water, and then they just sat down right there. So really not harass them or anything like that. So it was Canada geese there, all kinds of ducks, otters, and lots of other wildlife in there. We didn't do any fishing there. Just beautiful, and there's not much wind in this lake, so it's just crystal clear when there's no wind there. You can see it. It's a very calm area. Lots of times we get a lot of fog and stuff in there, and that's kind of the problem with it being really calm. And so everyone likes it when it's calm because you don't have the winds and stuff. It's easy for flying, but the problem is the fog just gets in there and stays there. So most years we get a lot of fog around Grand Forks because this is just a big body of water that's really warm and it stays there. So this year, luckily, it was frozen, and we had actually a lot of pretty sunny skies in Grand Forks because it got a little cooler and it froze this year. A lot of fun flying the drone over here. With the monitor and stuff, you can tell pretty close to where it is, and got a couple of little things that kind of help you out. It's pretty easy to fly, and it hasn't gotten wet so far. This lake really gets busy in the summertime. There's all kinds of tourists and stuff that go in there. And I think it's really kind of underappreciated by the people of Grand Forks. I mean, there's not much going on in Grand Forks, but a lot of visitors come to our community and they spend money in our stores and stuff. So I think we should be really grateful for this kind of little gem that we have. Most of the year you can just hang out there and there's hardly anyone there. A few months a year it's kind of busy, and it brings a lot of dollars in our community. This year was actually a little bit different. There was the first year it was frozen solid. The last couple of years before that, when I lived here, it stayed open. So this is the warmest tree-lined lake in all of Canada. So I don't know what that really means. I mean, I guess there's not many trees around the Okanagan, or I don't know, maybe there's a lake up north somewhere that's warmer, that's fed by hot springs or something like that. I'm not really sure what that means, but so yeah, it's really incredible to spend some time there and see the biodiversity, the different kinds of animals, different plants, and just a really good, really interesting place to spend the afternoon. Interesting, there's no one that spends the winter up in the northern part of the lake there. Problem is there's no power in there, and the sun's very weak. People always talk about solar power, but the sun has very little power in the wintertime. Our fire didn't have much power for our wiener, so I did use the drone there to kind of whip it up and get that fire going good. So we had our wieners. Hope you enjoyed the tour.
Chase, time's running out, and the use of life, streets infected.